Whew, I don't know about you guys, but less than a full week of trial, and this one is wearing me out. The defense attorney for Jennifer Crumbley and the prosecution had one last heated argument before the weekend started, and I got it all set up right here for you.
Are we still on record?
Yes.
Okay, I know the court does not like, objections in the midst of testimony. There is an officer that is going to be testifying. I have numerous objections to many of his exhibits that are proposed.
Who is it?
Stoyak, I'm not sure I'm saying Stoyak. Stoyak.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I just want to make the record clear. I received all of the materials in this case in over 30 discovery, sets of discovery given to me.
Okay.
Okay, I went through all the discovery obviously as it came in.
Okay.
I did not get the exhibits that were being used in this trial. They weren't identified. I didn't get them until after day one of jury selection. So I have done my best.
Wait a minute, there's a scheduling order in this case.
Judge, all of the exhibits come from the discovery. This digital evidence was turned over 2 years ago.
Well, she doesn't say she didn't have the evidence.
I'm not saying I didn't have the evidence. I'm saying that it wasn't identified until after day one of jury selection. So I just want the court to know I'm doing my best to object and to handle the evidence.
I don't envy your job, Ms. Smith, at all. I don't. It's a lot. I don't envy their job either. It's sad. It's voluminous. I know it's very difficult. But so tell me what you're asking.
Okay, so the issue is I have numerous objections to exhibits they intend to admit. I know the court does not like to have objections, but
No, that's not true. I didn't want to rule on I didn't want a surprise ruling on a motion this morning. I would have been more prepared and also would have told the jury to come later. I don't like the jury waiting for us.
Judge,
there's nothing wrong with objecting to an exhibit as someone attempts to introduce it.
Judge, we handed over the exhibit list with very precise pages, and we did that. We weren't required to at a certain time, but we did that. I think the first day we were here, Ms. Smith told Mr. Keese she would be providing her exhibit list to us that night. We did not receive it. So I'm not sure what the purpose of providing an exhibit list is if she's not going to actually go through it and say, these are the ones I want to object to, these are the ones I have an issue with, and we can talk about it, and then the court knows that there's something to argue about before we bring the jury in.
Your Honor,
Okay, well, I think that's what she's trying to tell me now.
I'm trying to tell you that now, and also every time we've been off the record, I've had conversations with Mr. Keese during this next witness. I'm not objecting to any of these exhibits. Mr. Keese, I plan to object to a lot of the photos with Stoic. I haven't talked to Ms. McDonald, but that doesn't mean I haven't communicated to them when I have objections.
Okay.
That is just misleading, and I'm tired of it.
Okay, I'm saying,
The jury
I just want to know
period.
what the objections are so we don't have it. It'd be great if we could know that before.
Can they? How long are we going to be here? Because the jury, I got to release. The jury's waiting. We're going to be brought down. So I'm pushing my luck with the deputies here.
We have a few more things. We're just asking. Let's hear what the objections are about the exhibits.
I'm going to release the jury.
Okay.
For one thing, these walls are not paper thin, and the deputies are. I'm going to owe the deputies donuts every week for the rest of my career. Jeez. Yeah, let's let the jury go, okay? Can we let the jury go?
Your Honor, I have just a suggestion. I think there's going to be evidentiary issues with some of these exhibits.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if maybe the jury should come back at 9:30 on Monday or something.
Ashley, can you tell the jury to come back at 9? Tell the jury to come back at 9, okay? All right,
Just so we have
release it.
time. I know the court
Okay.
doesn't want to waste their time.
Well, you do handle one exhibit at a time. There's nothing wrong with that. People do that in trials all the time. But obviously, if we can streamline it in any way and not do it while the jury's here and have them not moving in and out since there's 17 of them, that would be good. I guess I don't know who the first witness is going to be on Monday. There is an Officer Stoyak who is with what department?
Sheriff's Office, Judge. We don't know if it'll be
Sheriff's
first witness.
No, and she's let us know she has some issues with some of those pictures,
Okay.
and we'll figure, if she just tells us which ones, then we'll decide if we want to stipulate. If not, then we can handle it before the juries.
Oh, I can already tell you they're not gonna stipulate. I can tell you we're gonna need time on the record, like,
Okay, well, I think that
I'm not
they
sure
were.
how to respond to that.
No, wait, I think that the prosecutor was saying that you might stipulate to the admission of some of them, right? And you have a right to object to something being admitted, right?
right.
Okay, so I'm looking at the list,
There's many photos from inside the home
okay?
that I believe are contrary to the orders this court has already given. Like the messiness, there are irrelevant photos. There are photos of the stairway to the basement, completely irrelevant to this case.
Why do we care about the stairway to the basement?
Judge,
That's why-
counsel and I, she indicated she was gonna create a list of which exhibit numbers, they're numbered already,
All right.
and just tell us which one she's object to. We'll review that. If we agree, then we'll strike them from our exhibit list.
Okay, and then
Talk
be
about
prepared
this.
to talk about it at 8:30 on Monday morning, because maybe we can.
We could get a list before that, then we might not have to argue about it.
Your Honor, part of the problem is they won't tell me who they're calling. They gave me the exhibits after the trial, the list of exhibits after the trial started. There's one of me. I have co-counsel that has not been with me this whole ride. And so I'm doing the best I can, and I have to sleep at night. And
Okay,
I've been here for 8 hours a day this whole
We've all been
week.
here. I've spent many hours on this case, and so
I
as a
know.
prosecution, I know there's only one of you, but you're also retained counsel,
I
right?
understand that,
Yeah.
but I need, and this weekend, thankfully, I'll have time. I
Okay.
will get them the list of objections.
Okay.
But
All right,
when
that helps.
when I don't even know which witnesses are being called the next day.
Okay, I don't know of a rule that obligates them to do that.
Okay.
And Judge, you asked us to communicate.
And you did.
We
You
did.
did. Okay.
She knew Wags,
Wagorowski.
Wagorowski was good. I mean, we did tell
Okay,
her.
all right. So over the weekend, hopefully they're gonna do the same. Over the weekend, will you tell them the witnesses you're gonna call Monday? Will you do that?
We tell her every single day when she
No,
asks.
they
These are
tell
our
me
lists.
it.
But we
Nine-
do.
9:30 at night.
If I can just finish.
Okay,
If I
I'm
can
sure
just
they
finish.
don't know yet exactly.
We already changed that today. I mean,
Okay.
that does change, but if
When are you gonna tell her by?
When we can confirm childcare for our witnesses,
Okay.
and confirm, we have one person with COVID right now, we have one person out of the state. We're rearranging witnesses in real time.
Okay. What, objection, non-responsive? Can you tell her Sunday by noon?
I hope to have those answers by then, and
Sure.
I'll communicate as soon as I have the answers.
I don't think they're obligated to do that. On the other hand, it is a courtesy, and it is something that helps the trial move quicker.
I think it should just be fair.
It
For
would
instance,
also-
we
Oh,
don't
no,
have.
we don't want this to be fair.
We don't have an exhibit list from the defense. She said she provided the same time we did that night. We don't have it. We
I
just
didn't say
want
I
to be
would
treated.
provide it that night, and
Okay.
I didn't know what exhibits I would need until I saw your list, and I haven't had time this week because we've been in court, or,
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm obligated to be fair to both sides, right? This exhibit list, regardless of when you got it, to me has been very helpful. It's descriptive of
Thank you.
where and when, and because, some of it,
You can
some
thank
of them
Natalie
overlap.
for that.
Some of them
I'm sitting
overlap,
here.
Your
right?
Honor,
It's like-
I don't disagree, but also some of mine don't match what's been put up on the screen. Like, it's not as simple and as clear cut. I have this weekend, which is going to give me time.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay. They're gonna communicate with you, and if you tell them which ones you object to, I don't know if I've seen some of these. Some of these are in the house, some of them might be relevant, some of them might not be.
I don't think you've seen any of them, Judge.
What's
I
that?
don't think you've seen any of them.
They,
Judge, listen, if she just make her list, we'll be happy to review it with her, so you don't have to
Okay,
put.
so you're gonna be here at 8:30 on Monday morning. We'll talk about as many exhibits as possible. In general, they can go question and answer and all that, but if we can agree on some beforehand, I'm just going to pray that by Monday morning, there are no issues. Can I go to the river in Egypt?
Judge, regarding Exhibit 423, counsel indicated that there are certain messages she wants redacted. Counsel can indicate those, what messages they are. We'll be happy to redact them before the actual exhibits turned over to the jury.
Thank you. I think that it was based on messages that were already excluded via previous motions.
And
I don't recall any specific messages previously excluded by this court from Exhibit 423.
There were
Council, hang on.
topics.
It would be
Council's-
hard for me to compare this right now to my orders.
Right, that's why if council's requesting for it to be redacted, I just ask council to tell us what to be redacted so we can do it.
Okay.
Your Honor, then I need them to send me this proposed exhibit.
You have it, you already have it.
423.
You had it in January of 22.
Okay.
Messages between.
Wait a second.
Wait, you guys wanted someone said they want all the.
It's
You
the Facebook
you said
messages.
I-
you want
fine.
all the Instagram messages between the defendants admitted. That's what you said.
Facebook.
And that's,
Facebook.
Your Honor, that's totally fine. All we have to do is make them compliant with the other orders of the court that have already excluded evidence.
Okay, that's fine. You're
Yeah,
the one
I'll
who asked
reject
for it
it.
to come in.
But
Yeah.
I'm asking them to give me the original file of 423, because I don't have 423, and I will go through and redact it. I'll do it tonight.
Judge,
Okay, but
They
you
have
can't
it.
You can't just redact it. They have to know
Well,
what you're requesting to be.
Judge,
I'll mark off what
the
needs
truth,
to be
the
redacted.
truth should matter. She has 423. It's the entire Facebook message string between Jennifer Crumbley and James Crumbley. It's the thing that she piles up. She has that string. So
the court would like we can produce a proof of service first thing Monday morning.
Okay.
No, and I'm not saying I do have it in the evidence. I don't have it. They're talking about it as if they've given me a 423. They haven't. It's buried in the stacks of evidence.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll dig it out. I will go through it tonight. I will let them know what I want redacted.
Okay.
All
You
I
can send
want
an
is
email.
we
redactions.
provided a digital
It's a
copy.
thumb drive.
I don't understand.
There's a thumb drive that has 423.
Yeah.
Yeah, they handed it to me today while we've been in court for 8 hours.
Okay.
So
Okay, but you're the one who asked for it to be admitted, right? You're the one that asked for it to be admitted. So, which I'm happy to do if everybody agrees. So, all right,
We
everybody.
have just a couple more things right now.
Oh, here comes the cavalry. What else?
Just one thing I think is important. I asked this court to instruct counsel to show the appropriate decorum in this particular case. The jokes indicating I'm going to kill myself in a joking manner. I'm drinking five
Bottles
bottles
of
of wine.
wine. It's just
We
there
have-
are parents
That's
who
my fault.
had their children
That's my
murdered in this courtroom, and we are the people who
I-
communicate with them after we leave
I
here.
said something about wine because I was looking at her exhibit and it was teetering. And I was trying to nicely suggest that I would like you.
But
Ms.
making a
Smith-
joke about killing yourself in this courtroom at this time, I understand. I'm
I
sure
didn't
it
mean
wasn't.
it like that. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I did
She
not
can
mean it
stop
like
yelling.
that.
I don't
I
want
did
to
not mean it like that, and they know I didn't mean it like that.
Okay.
We're responding to literally just sitting here, the amount of messages we get from victims in the community, and I just think just to be at a abundance of respect and caution, if we could just not say things like that.
Your Honor,
I'm not accusing anyone of any malice or any bad intent. I'm just asking that we just not engage in that, because this is hard enough for the people who are sitting here now and who will be sitting here next
I
week.
understand. It's very hard.
Your Honor, I am not joking around about anything.
Okay, I think it was a slip of the tongue. It was a slip of the tongue, right? Emotions are running high. We also, a lot of people are saying Ethan instead of the shooter, but
Your Honor, I
That's
do want to
hard
make a
too.
point. I'm not making an objection because my emotions are running high. In fact, I'm not having an emotional response here. I am simply asking that we be respectful to victims. That's it.
Your Honor, I am being respectful. So that is implying I'm being disrespectful. Me saying I'm gonna kill myself, I didn't mean in any way to offend
I know you didn't.
these families.
I know you didn't. It was a slip of the tongue. She's just.
It was absolutely not related to them.
I know.
This
Okay.
shooting is awful. It's the
Okay.
prosecution that's parading all of this up here and putting the victims
Parading?
through
The
this.
shooting is the result of the defendant's gross negligence. That is the case.
Okay.
They are the ones putting the
Okay,
victims
everybody
through
needs to-
re-seeing all of
everybody
this
needs to
over
go
and
home.
over
Your
and
Honor,
over.
Whoa! Everybody needs to go home. Everybody needs to go home.
That-
All right.
I understand, but we're not putting victims through anything. And I'm sorry, but that just because everybody's disagreeing doesn't mean everyone is inappropriate. We aren't putting victims through everything. We're prosecuting our case,
Okay.
and we're trying to do it in the
And
most efficient way
And she's
possible.
defending her case. I think that was a slip of the tongue. Everybody needs to take a deep breath and go home. Everybody go home. I'm going home.
All rise.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Y'all have a blessed weekend. I will see you on Monday. Be safe. Good night.